Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I am breaking down and explaining my favorite running accessories and gear. Everything from supplements to running shoes, running shorts, watches, even nut butters. So let's jump in to my favorite things. All right, first thing is first. We're talking watches, GPS watches. Now, I did an entire podcast, which is much longer than this video, breaking down these same accessories and items in more detail with more stories. And this video is briefer, it's more high level. So if you want the entire podcast episode, I will link it in the description. But we're talking watches. GPS watches. Now, me personally, I am a Garmin guy. I've been a Garmin guy for a long time. I've tried other watches, but I've always come back to Garmin. I'm not affiliated with Garmin by any means, but I do love the stuff they make. The first time I started using a Garmin watch, a GPS watch, was when I started training for marathons and then triathlons, my first Ironman. My first Garmin was a Forerunner 745, and I loved that watch. I thought it was perfect. Even the basic Garmin series watches do a really good job at giving strong and accurate data and tracking distance and pace and all the things that you need. So you can start with just like a base model Forerunner, and you can work your way up to kind of what I'm wearing right now. So my first Garmin was the Forerunner 745. Loved it. And then I graduated to this watch that I have in my hand right here. This is the Garmin Fenix 6 Pro. And I needed something that had a longer battery life, and I just wanted some more bells and whistles. And I used this watch for a couple years, but I needed something that had a longer and stronger battery life. And that's when I upgraded to what I am wearing right now, and I've been wearing for the last year. This is the Garmin Epix. Actually, the first time I ever wore it and used it was for an ultra marathon. It was for the Last Man Standing in Pineland Farms, Maine. And I was so impressed with this watch for a few reasons. One, I tracked my entire 100 miles during my Last Man Standing. And I didn't have to charge this watch for another 2 weeks after that race. The battery life on this thing is absolutely incredible. And there is a light on this watch as well. So when I run in the morning and it's dark, because I start my morning run at 5 a.m., I will turn on this light and run with the light on so that vehicles or people that are on the road will see me, and it just creates some, light around where I'm at for my safety. Now, me personally, I like a bigger watch. This is the 51 millimeter Garmin Epix. This is what I've been wearing, like I said, for the last year, and I'm really enjoying it. And what I love about Garmin, one of my favorite features, is the ability to create workouts in the Garmin app. So say, for example, I have a tempo workout, a threshold workout, critical velocity workout on the track. I can go into the Garmin app. I can create the workout, my warm up, my intervals, my repeats, my rest periods, my cool down, every part of that run and workout I can create in the app, sync to my watch, and then pull up, and my watch will walk me through each step. It'll walk me through intervals and repeats. It'll tell me if I'm running too slow or too fast based off what I put in the workout. It'll count down my rest periods or recovery periods. It just walks me through the workout. It's one of my favorite features of Garmin that I use very often and frequently, as well as syncing a heart rate monitor to either my chest or arm to the watch so I can monitor and watch heart rate in real time to ensure I'm training in the right zone. So me personally, I'm a Garmin fan. I went from the 745 Forerunner to the Phoenix 6 Pro to now the Epics. Okay, let's talk shoes. Let's talk running shoes. For daily trainers, there's two shoes that I rotate between consistently. And I've tried a bunch of different running shoes. For me personally, these are the ones that fit my body, my biomechanics, my running form, and just personal preference right now. So these in my right hand, these pink ones, are Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s. Now, I'll be honest, I've tried the 4s. I didn't like them. So now I keep buying the 3s. When I find a pair of shoes, a pair of shorts, a watch, whatever it is, when I find something that I love, I will continue to buy it. And if a brand or a company launches a new updated version and I don't love that new updated version, I will do everything I can to find the older version for which I love. That goes for the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s. Everyone's different. Everyone has different preferences and things they like. But for me personally, daily trainers, Saucony Endorphin Speeds, Speed 3s specifically. And these right here on my left, these are the New Balance Fuel Cells Super Comp. And I also love this shoe as a daily trainer. To be honest, I love this shoe as a daily trainer, not just for running, but I will also use this for some of my circuit training in the gym. And it just fits and feels a little bit different than like a traditional running shoe. And I find it serves a really good like middle ground purpose between just like something you would wear every day walking around in the gym, but also running. So for daily trainers, those are my go-to right now. Now, when it comes to a shoe for tempo workouts on the track, something that requires more speed or even races, I like a carbon plated shoe. It has great responsiveness off the ground, not a lot of cushion or comfort, so you really don't want to use it for a daily trainer. But when you're trying to go fast, you're trying to hit a PR, you're racing, I love carbon base plated shoes. Now, these in my hand right here, this is the Nike Vaporfly. This is actually an older version as well. They've launched newer versions, which just like the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s, I like the older versions. So I keep going online and finding sites that have the older version of the Nike Vaporfly. I like the way they look. They look fast. They feel fast. They are fast. They're very tight. They're more narrow. And just the responsiveness of that carbon base plate is just something that I love running in. I love racing in. I know when I'm lacing up a faster shoe, something that has a carbon base plate, as I'm lacing it up compared to just my daily trainers, I'm expecting to go into that workout or that training session and lay down a bigger effort. I'm showing up to put in some real work. This is my favorite shoe to wear for races, for big efforts, for big workouts. And it's the physical performance, but also just like the mental and emotional connection of putting this shoe on, knowing what's about to go down. And when it comes to a trail shoe, I've done a few 100-mile trail races. One of those being Leadville 100, another one, Rocky Raccoon 100-miler here in Texas. I prefer the Hoka Speed Goat. Now, this is the Hoka Speed Goat 6, and this recently came out, and I've worn this a few times. This for me is one of the most comfortable trail shoes, best trail shoes that I've personally ever worn. What I love about the Hoka Speed Goat is the sole, like the bottom of the shoe, is so thick and rigid and durable. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're stepping on in this shoe. It's protecting you. It's a Vibram sole on the bottom. And the shoe is also pretty wide and it has a strong base. And I'm someone who has weaker ankles. I turn my ankles all the time. I have found that the Speed Goat does protect me pretty well from rolling my ankles. It has a strong foundation and platform, and overall it's just like a really, really good shoe. Now, of all the products I'm sharing today, this is the only set of products that I am affiliated with. This is the company that I own and I started in 2012. None of the other products that I'm sharing today, I have no association with currently. But we can't talk about running without talking about nutrition and fueling. One of my favorite things to say, and I firmly believe it, is that once you start training fueled, you will never train fasted again. So what we do here at BPN is we create strength, endurance, and wellness products to fuel your performance. All of our products are third-party tested for banned substances. So let's talk about some of the fuel sources, nutrition sources I use around my running. Number one of our best-selling products is G1M Sport. I use 2 scoops of G1M Sport before every run. Each serving has 20 grams of carbohydrates in the form of cluster dextrin, which is a very fast-acting and digesting carbohydrate source, and then 350 milligrams of sodium with a full electrolyte profile per scoop per serving. These carbs, these electrolytes are going to fuel your performance. It's going to fuel your body with the energy that is required to put out an effort. Go for a run. The faster paces and the longer duration or the more mileage you do, the more nutrition you require, the more carbohydrates and the more electrolytes you're going to need to replenish what you're losing during training. So G1M Sport is the foundational fuel source of BPN, but it should be and is my foundational fuel source for all of my running. 2 scoops before every run, non-negotiable. Electrolytes. Now, I use and supplement with electrolytes every day. I also add salt to my meals, especially in the summer. Being a runner here in Texas in the summer, I'm sweating a lot. And if you've never done a sweat analysis test, I highly recommend it. I did one about 2 years ago, and I found that I was losing about 2,500 milligrams of sodium per hour of training while running. A lot of times when you are tired or fatigued, you might not be physically actually tired, you might be dehydrated. So using electrolytes before your training, during your training, after your training, throughout the day, replenishing what you are losing during your training sessions through sweat, and optimizing your performance while you're running. Electrolytes are absolutely critical and essential. Now, some other fuel sources. We have our Go Bar and Go Gels. Now, the Go Bar is a lightweight oat-based bar, 200 calories per bar, 36 grams of carbohydrates, and we created this because we wanted something that was fast and quick digesting, light on the stomach. But for those of you who might want something solid in your stomach as opposed to just powders and liquids, the Go Bar is a great addition to any of these products and can serve as a nutrition fuel source on its own. And then we have the Go Gels. So our Go Gels, we have 3 flavors currently: mixed berry, apple cinnamon, and mango. This is our nutrition gel, which is great for while you're training. During my big workouts and during races, I will carry and use these gels. These are whole, simple ingredient gels, 24 grams of carbohydrates per gel. And just to give you like a sample of how I use the Go Gels during my last marathon, I had 1 Go Gel at mile 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. So I was keeping carbohydrates and some sodium in my body to refuel and rehydrate while I was in that marathon with the Go Gels. So we can't talk about running without talking about fuel and nutrition. That's what BPN does. Shorts. running shorts. I've tried all the running shorts, and I have found a few that I personally love and enjoy. And I have a rule that if my running shorts are longer than 3 inches, I'm actually wearing pants. I believe that. The shorter, the lighter, the better, in my opinion. So a few of my favorite running shorts that I wear regularly. This is a brand called Tracksmith. This is the Tracksmith Twilight Split. And there's a side split on the side here that when you're getting fast enough might expose a little butt cheek. But hey, to each their own. I like running shorts that have an internal liner, and not a liner as in like a boxer brief, but a liner that is like your old school whitey tighty underwear liner. Those are my preferred liners. And a lot of these good running shorts also have pockets for your fuel. So like these shorts have 3 pockets in the back for gels, so you can throw some gels in there. Great to hold your fuel sources. But Tracksmith running shorts are great. Like I said, the Twilight Split. These right here, Bandit is another cool running brand. These are I believe called split shorts, and they got a split from the side all the way up to the hip. And again, like the Tracksmith ones, if you're running fast enough, you're showing some upper thigh, you're showing some cheek. So don't be afraid to get a little crazy out there with these split shorts. But again, places to store fuel and the internal whitey tighty underwear, not the brief, but the underwear. Very splitty. Tracksmith and Bandit. And then these right here, these are Gymshark. I don't think Gymshark made these to be a half tight for running because they're called their base layer compression. But I like the way they fit. I like the thickness of the material. I like how tight they are, which also have a pocket on the side where I can throw some nutrition, some gels in there. They work very well. So these are like the 3 shorts in my rotation: Tracksmith, Bandit, and Gymshark. It's my go-to right now. So now I got some quick hits for you guys. I'm going to run through the quick hits. Socks. Stance socks is what I'm currently running in. I also like the Swiftwick socks. These right here, these are Injinji socks. These are toe socks. I like to wear these specifically for ultras because during longer runs, races, efforts, my toes get sweaty and they chafe and they get blistered. And when I wear the toe Injinji socks, I don't have those issues or experience those problems. Toe socks, game changing. And then my go-to right now, stance socks. A handheld water bottle. This is a Nathan's handheld water bottle that I just got on Amazon. For my longer runs, I will carry this with some fuel. I'll put some G&M Sport in here, some electrolytes. I can just carry this like very easily. It's on there like glue. It's tight. This is a lacrosse ball. And what I like to do is keep this in the freezer. And I'll wake up in the morning, and as I'm drinking my G&M Sport, I will pull this frozen lacrosse ball out of the freezer, put it on the ground, and roll out the bottom of my foot. And it just activates that foot a little bit. It's part of my morning pre-run mobility routine, and it just feels really good and wakes me up a little bit. If you chafe, which I chafe, especially in the summer and in bigger efforts, Squirrel's nut butter. Lather up that Squirrel's nut butter wherever you're chafing. It might be between your legs. It might be on your lat and your armpits. But Squirrel's nut butter is all natural, anti-chafe. Just spoon a bunch out of there and slap it on wherever you need some anti-chafing. And then for sunglasses, this is an Austin, Texas-based company. I love the crew there. I love the company. I love the products. This is Roka. All of my sunglasses that I wear are from Roka. They have different styles and colorways and collaborations that they're frequently launching. But I love Roka sunglasses. These are the ones I buy. They're lightweight. They stay on my face, on my head. They look good. And if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you'll run fast. If you look fast, you'll run fast. All of those good things. Roka sunglasses. So guys, those are my favorite running accessories and gear that I use on a regular basis, almost daily. And I hope this answered some questions, provided you some resources, and helped you out a little bit. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video. Fuel, baby. Fuel.